There's a post floating around LinkedIn right now quoting the World Economic Forum, saying that by the year 2030, 170 million new jobs will be created because of AI while eliminating 92 million jobs. On paper, it sounds positive, right? After all, more jobs are created than the jobs that will be eliminated. But real life doesn't move like a bar chart. So today, we're not going to talk about the headline version. We're going to talk about what those numbers really mean. Look, I get why, this kind of message is popular, especially on platforms like LinkedIn. A lot of people sharing it are leaders or people who want to look like leaders. They need to sound hopeful. They need to sound like they're projecting confidence. They need to give the impression that they know and understand the future. And hey, optimism gets engagements. But here's the thing that nobody says. Optimism doesn't pay the mortgage for the people whose jobs are disappearing. So let's break this down the honest way. We're talking about 262 million jobs shifting in less than 5 years. That's not adapting. That's not a trend. That's not even an opportunity. That's an earthquake. And earthquakes don't move evenly, they don't move cleanly, and they don't care who's ready and who isn't. Quick break for a second. YouTube tells me that most of the people watching aren't subscribed yet. If you're finding these episodes helpful, whether it's the tech stuff or the career reality checks, or just hearing from a fellow Gen Xer trying to make sense of all of this, hit subscribe. It really helps me grow the channel more than you think. Alright, let's get back to the show. Let's say the WEF is totally right. We still don't solve the real issue, because the new jobs don't appear in the same place that the old job disappeared. They don't vanish in Ohio and pop back up in Ohio. They don't disappear for warehouse workers and reappear for warehouse workers. They don't appear at the same pay grade. They don't appear at the same moment when someone loses their income. They don't appear in the same cities, industries, or social realities. Let me give you a few examples. AI voice agents replace thousands of call center roles across the Midwest, the South, and will even include overseas. The new jobs created? AI training roles in San Francisco, New York, and Seattle. And those roles get about 5,000 applicants per opening. So no, the person who got laid off in Ohio isn't simply moving into an AI role. That's not how real life works. Okay, here's another example. A company automates administrative work. 50 jobs get eliminated. A new role gets open, a single role, and that role is that of an AI systems manager. One role replaces 50 jobs. One salary replaces 50 families. And this is the part that LinkedIn never talks about. So this is where an old debate between Tucker Carlson and Ben Shapiro becomes relevant. Now, look, if you've watched me long enough, you know that I don't generally line up with Tucker. He swings, he pivots, he shifts. But Ben is consistent, logical, structured. Even when I disagree with him, I always understand where he's coming from. So normally, I'd be on Ben's side of any argument. But this time, Tucker made the point that hit the moral center of the conversation. They were debating self-driving trucks. Well, not exactly. We were talking about other things. But when they got to self-driving trucks and automation, Tucker basically said this, and I'm paraphrasing. If he were president, he'd instruct the Department of Transportation that they're not rolling out self-driving trucks anytime soon. And sure, he'd make a bunch of excuses for it, like safety, reliability, testing, whatever. But the real reason would be simple. He's not willing to wipe out the livelihoods of millions of working class men overnight. Again, not a direct quote, but that was the heart of what he was saying. Ben responded with the classic free market truth. Innovation moves forward, you can't freeze progress, and he's right economically. But Tucker was right morally. And that tension, economic truth versus human truth, is exactly what's missing from every optimistic WEF chart and every LinkedIn post pretending everything is going to be fine. So, what does this mean for you? It means the ground is moving, whether we like it or not. AI is not slowing down, automation is not slowing down, businesses are not slowing down, and no government is going to stop a global transformation. But you're not powerless here, because your value is not in trying to outcode AI. Your value is in the things that AI still can't do very well: judgment, experience, pattern recognition in people, empathy, and the ability to understand real human problems. AI is a tool, a powerful one, but it still needs a human who knows the questions to ask. Here's where I land on all of this. Progress isn't the enemy. AI isn't the enemy. Automation isn't the enemy. But the people making the decisions, well, they're not the enemy either. They have a responsibility, though, one too many leaders forget. Because here's the uncomfortable part. If they replace enough workers with AI, eventually the system is going to see them as replaceable too. Who then leads when leadership becomes automated? Who takes responsibility when decisions are made by algorithms that don't feel consequences? At some point, the buck has to stop somewhere. Historically, it stopped with leaders. Leaders who understood that human beings aren't rounding errors and efficiency spreadsheets. So yes, embrace AI, use it, learn it, pair your experience with it, prepare yourself for the world that's coming. But if you're in a position of power, don't forget the human cost behind every job loss. Balance innovation with conscience, balance efficiency with dignity, and remember that behind every job loss statistic is a family that feels it. That's the part no chart ever shows. Hey, if you made it this far, it probably means you enjoyed the episode. If so, please hit the like button and share the video. It helps my channel more than you know. And if you want to see more of my content in the future, hit subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss any new episodes. Thanks for watching, and as always, stay out of the left lane if you can't keep up.